Hello and welcome back. I'm bballjo and this is Transport Fever 2. You missed absolutely nothing. We are still right here by the CML trying to get all of the other things kind of connected to a thing that makes sense. And we'll probably change some angles. We'll probably make things ugly for a little while and then make them look better right after. So, see you there. The first thing we have to figure out is if we can bend this thing to our will. To do that, we effectively need this stay flat-esque and don't collide with bridge. N, N, N. We are getting... we could. Okay. And we can't go up. We can't go up. That's not going to happen. But if we go flat, we can get under this bridge in a semi-reasonable way. The only thing that gets a little awkward is this has to be embankment. It has to be embankment so we can actually get the rest of the connections in here. Otherwise, that just gets a little more complicated. This one specifically. Doing that on bridges is not all that nice. Okay, so if all of them go in here, we also need to get out. Technically, we are getting out. All right. Don't bridge yet, because same problem. We need to get this thing. Oh, that's right. We don't want to go up. We actually want to go down. Okay. Okay. I think I can fake it. I think I can fake it this way. We don't have to go down, actually. Actually, wouldn't mind going up a little. Ooh. Ooh, you dirty dog. Oh, how bad is this? No. This one we can fix. This can become a tunnel or a different bridge, or there are things that we can do here. Probably we can just point the bridge a little further back. It's not the end of the world, but this upsy downsy, no, that's just not going to work with me just that way. However, speaking of not working with me, the way that this one actually comes in here is also not working with me. So let's see if we can improve upon that just a little bit. All right, you see how it's raising more than the other one? Don't want that. Press N a couple times and you kind of get something like this. It's not perfect, but it's better than what it was, which is sometimes all you can ask for. So with that in mind, we have a couple options here. I hope that we have a couple options. It's complaining about slope, because why wouldn't it? Okay, M, N, 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 M, N, 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 nope. Just doesn't like what's happening over here. Okay, which I think just tells me we kind of have to make this a relatively sharp turn, and I'm okay with that. Relatively sharp turn here makes sense for what we're about to do, because we have to increase our elevation quite a bit to get to the next stage. There is a little bit of room here. Doesn't want to cross the way that I want it to cross, but that's okay. And we can get this connection in. This is all a little funky, but as long as we keep our trains in this length, and that is not short, this may all work. Now, we already know that there was a little bit of a funky connection down here, so my hope is that we can take this back a little bit, extend the bridgeability of all of this, like so. Make it a little more extreme, that's all fine. And see if the pillars play along just a little better than what we just had. Looks like I do have to take this back more than I wanted to. Maybe we'll just start on this side instead of going too wild on the other ways. And yeah. See, I know what I'm talking about. So that one can pop right over there. Great. Now, this one, the only problem I really have with that one is the angle that it was trying to sell me wasn't really angling with me. So I would like you to kind of go here. Go more in an up range than down range. Honestly, this is not fine. We do have to go up here, so it's relatively important that I actually can make that happen. And all I really want is for you to connect to this thing eventually. 88 there, that's not perfect because the trains that come through there are going to be a little faster than that. But how is this connection? It is looking like you're going up and down a little bit. Okay, well, you know what we're doing there? We're going up and down a little bit, so I'm not sure that that is offensive to anyone. And honestly, this one may be the real deal. I'm gonna raise it as much as I can, but there's not much raising even going on here. I kind of like it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I will buy this. This looks awesome. Gives me exactly what I need. The only thing that we don't get out of this right away is I need my upgrade tool, I need this. I would like our station to look a little more modern, so let's give them some faster track. So now we have track here that actually connects all of the stuff, and the quad track that I had started may not be necessary anymore. I'm not saying that it's not necessary, because there's a non-zero chance that we will add quad track back again because of the volume of trains that goes through here, but for right now we don't really need quad track anymore. What we do need is a better approach to have more things available. Okay, we're gonna start with that then. Give me all of these guys. Just track, please. No more upgrading, thank you. And then you would connect to that metal piece. Sorry, there's not going to be a tunnel right before the station. There's actually going to be a lot of flat ground instead. Speaking of flat ground, this is not going to work because there's no flat ground right here. So take this back a little further, take our big flattener, and make stuff flat. Brush size is smaller than what I would like it to be. There we go, maybe this is better. Cool, we can always make this look better down the road, but for right now, this is what I need. Only costs a few $1 million. Since we have that, that shouldn't be a problem. So now with that, it should be relatively easy to do what I'm gonna do next, which is give me something relatively straight out here, give me something relatively straight out here. I should probably try to make these the same length, and to do that, you just need to snap there, and then you should be able to snap from here all the way to the end of this. As you can see, it doesn't really want to play along that way. That's lame, but let's try this then. Now we can snap here again and snap all the way back. Cool. So now we're connected. Great. We could use the middle two pieces as our general connectors, which would go all the way over here. We still have a 300 coming in there, but you see that little swan neck? I see it too. So let's take it back a little more all the way to the bridge, and we should be able to come in pretty much where we want to go. That's fine. And then from there, we can technically get a very simple large diamond going because we have used flat ground. This should be extremely simple for all the other parts that we're doing right now. We just have to make it happen. So that would mean you would kind of go there, you would kind of go here. Single point of failure. Okay? And this is where someone in the comments will actually point out something now. The thing about large stations is not that everyone can go everywhere. That is a thing that a video game wants you to think. The thing that you want to do is give the trains that need to an opportunity to get to the places where they want to go. All right, with that in mind, I'm going to readjust what we already had going on here because what is going to go on this track? Okay, let's take a quick tally what's going to go on here. The long train, very long train. The coal train, the iron train, the steel train. Okay, they're going to go here. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to handle all the oil from here and have a train come from there too. Just one train, honestly. There's not a big reason to make this more difficult than what we have. But now we're talking about one big hopper, a medium hopper with a lot of trains, a medium stake car, and a medium tanker car, all kind of in the same area coming through here. So, well, I guess the thing that I was trying to do is not completely unreasonable anymore, because the only one is there anyone that doesn't need to reach all the platforms from here. The answer to that is not surprising, which is no. Everyone that goes here should be able to use all the platforms because we're not leaving from here anymore. Everyone goes right to here. I'm just triple checking that the words that are coming out of my mouth are not completely stupid, but I do think that's all right because, yeah, this guy's just going to go in here, bring in the plastics and things. This platform has to move over just a little bit so we can actually get the steel connections too, or we extend the platform here. I don't know which way we're going to do this yet. Platform, honestly, is probably the nicer way to go. And since you are trying to manipulate your platforms into something else at this moment, maybe you should get started on that too. That was a mistake. How long do you want to go here? That's the other question. We do know that we need a humongously long train receptacle out here. So with this, I'm pretty sure they can just extend the road from here, and then we have our cargo station connected to the train station. Okay, I think what I'm telling myself now is the long distance train needs to weir off just a little bit so it's capable of dropping its stuff off. And what I want to do is give it the outside 3 platforms, so effective, well, 2, but 3 tracks that I'm effectively giving it right now, which is just that one, this one, and this one. And then the inside tracks, I let this is one train. One train is gonna go through here, one train line. Even having 2 trains out here at the same time is very unlikely. I'm just gonna give the big train the 2 outside tracks, and the other trains can share these 6 platforms. Let's number them again. We have a hopper that will do coal and iron out. We have steel, that's number 2. We have oil, or tanker. So we have 3 lines sharing 6 platforms. Because I like asymmetric platforms, I'm actually gonna go with, you cannot add one out there. Oh, I knew that. No, I didn't. But we're not gonna add another one out there because we cannot, technically, so that's not gonna happen. Which then means the quad track that I had in mind earlier will still happen. It will just happen out here instead of on the inside of this, so that should be okay. And this is just so that our long distance train has a special place to go where nobody else is going to fight it. I already don't like that approach because that angle was a little funky. So what I would actually prefer is if you find a reasonable long weir. Yeah, look at that. It's trying to do something funky and I don't like it. I don't want the collision, but I think the collision has something to do with the angle that we're working with here, but it's also that's the angle that we have, so I don't think I can get around that very easy. Do you want to go? You could do this. 285 to whatever speed limit that is. It's not bad. And then you can pop out here, pop a little wheelie. Do you want to go into a tunnel? I wouldn't mind a tunnel here, honestly, but it's not giving me a tunnel right away. Okay, let's make this a little more appetizing for a tunnel. Let's try that again. There's our thing right there. It's gonna cross this stuff no matter what we do. Okay, just be aware of that. So that tunnel that we have there, we can probably move back a little bit. No, this is fine. So if we do that, take this tunnel away, the tunnel entrance at least, and make, excuse me, autosave, you are in my way again. And then this one, zoom out so you can actually see what you're doing, is supposed to go there. That is better. You see what I don't like about this? That's trying to go way up in the air. That part I do not appreciate. You go away and you go away. We have our exit here. Maybe if we use this as our guiding rail, we get something a little better. Nope, it's still trying to go up. Why are you trying to go up so much? That's ridiculous. I don't want you to go up at all. There's no real reason to go up right here. So let's do this. You should at least go slightly down. 120 is probably, excuse me. 120 is probably all we're looking for. Sure, 130 is just fine, slightly down, should be good. And then our long trains should be able to trail off into this. Collision. Great. Now we're a little too high. At least 120. That one looks very good. Oh, that looks very good. I know it's a little slimy, a little weavy, but I think we can justify this enough to make something work. Okay, now with all of that, I may be able to remove this long, whatever that was, and see what we get out of this. Not from there, but if you start from this side, yes, 182. Oh yeah, we got a winner. I was hoping we can trick the game into doing something. And the nice thing is, this is now all relatively smooth. We have two tunnels right next to each other that are not interfering with each other with themselves. We can make this nice and smooth. Give me the smaller brush. Smooth that. Make this one not look like a lump in the landscape. There we go. Little bit of lumpage. That's fine, but I knew what I did there was a little extreme, so not happening. That all feels good. Now we can take this one back again. Of course. Yes. No, why wouldn't there be a bridge pillar collision when I remove that piece on this side of the track? Why wouldn't there be? So that's all good. We could try to angle it a little more to the right from right there. Not sure that that's really necessary, but now we're splitting up stuff. Okay, you're not actually going flat here. That's gonna be a downfall in just a second if you don't do it right. But this is all flattened out, so it should be really easy. You guys go there. You just go. Feel like it's not long enough yet. Just give me a little more wiggle room. Okay. Then you, I actually do like this. I can go diamond all the way across because that usually gives me a slightly better angle. And often I can do it twice in flat ground. Nope, nope, nope. A little far away for that to happen because that crossing right there just doesn't want to happen that way. Okay, it may still want to happen. Try this. It's not snapping to the thing where I wanted it to snap to. Yeah, that's not helpful. All right. The alternative is always just the short Y or the short diamond crossing snapping thing, which is not what I want right now. So here's what we're actually going to try now. Give me real quad track that is not trying to interfere with itself. Run that just a little further back because it's going to matter in just a second. Take this one out and then do this thing again. Doesn't want that. Okay, take a little bit of track away there. We were just about the first snapping point that we have here. Okay, that's one. First snapping point that we have here. Haha! I was just off by a tad a second ago. So now what I like to do here is just give everyone double slip switches all over the place, and once they stop working the way that I need them to work, I adjust them a little bit. But I also use the quad track that I already created to do the rest of the stuff. For example, get that one through here nice and straight. Feed you out there. Get that one through here nice and straight. Approximately the same length. I didn't pay attention to how close that was. 82 there doesn't feel completely unreasonable. Never double slip here, never double slip here. And now we have several entrances and exits for pretty much everything that exists on this forefield. This will be our main out. And this is what I was talking about earlier. It'll be nice to readjust this bridge just a little bit. Just from the tunnel exit, honestly. You know what? Why don't you just do it from before the tunnel? Because I think you have a good opportunity here to get something that doesn't look horrendous. I think you're right. That looks beautiful. This was worth it. Yes. I am very pleased with what was fabricated here. That's very, very nice. And now we have to just figure out how far do you want to continue this quad track nonsense, to which I would say probably right after the bridge, because the tunnel already has a lot of space that it doesn't really want to give up. So this one looks good. Tunnel exit, go as fast as you can. 126 for local trains does not feel bad, even if it's local cargo trains. Local passenger trains, that may be a different equation, but I feel pretty good. Zoom out more so it actually lets you do the thing. Okay. Just doesn't want to. Got it? Snap. There you go, 127. I think this looks lovely. We got more tunnels, cheeky tunnels even. We got a little bit of smoothage to do right here. This one is a clear cliffside right there. We haven't fixed the oil delivery just yet. I think that's a thing for later. This guy is not currently hooked up to everything that needs to be hooked up to. That is easy to fix. This is supposed to be a hub, so I'm going to give you a couple buildings to signify that. And then we're just going to have this friend extend a little bit. How much, what all do you need here? It's really just plastic and steel that has to be delivered. So we're just going to have two platforms. If I want to export or expand into the other side, it should be really, really simple to do right here. And then here is road. Actually, here is road. That will just snap into the truck station. There you go. Smooth. Smooth. Smoothed. Everything smoothed. Perfect. Love it. That's going to work just fine. Yeah, it still looks a little ugly. Okay, try again. More brush size, a little more strength. Make it a little smoother there. There you go. Now we're talking. Now we're getting somewhere. Beautiful. Get that one to look like it belongs into the landscape. This one is fine. And then it's very clear that we built all of this just to make something happen. I think we pretty much have all the pieces. The only thing that really has to switch here is these guys. Oh, I'm pointing at the screen. These guys, the oil guys, just have to deliver up there instead of the other route, and that should be really, really easy to just accomplish here with what we already have, because we kind of have this fake road already connected to nothing. So if we just want to continue this connection of currently nothing to something, it's just going to be a tunnel. It's fine. Something to nothing. I would go there. Let's take this one out just for a second so this road can continue into where it wants to be. Then get these connections in. We already know that we have at least one plastic friend coming through here. Okay, that should be fine. They can figure that out. And then we just have to deliver somewhere over here. And there's part of me that says, whoever delivers the crude oil here can also do the run to the, sorry, not crude oil, but refined oil. Can also do the run that needs to go happen out here. So let's make that adjustment. Sure. Only problem we have is that this road is not going to play along all that nice. Yep, too much slope now, because why not? Where's that slope actually happening? I have no idea, but there's going to be a little bit of a... This just looks ridiculous. What were you thinking here? It's a difficult route, okay? Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, that's just gonna stay there. You're not gonna get rid of that unless you get a tunnel, and making sure that that one is still connected the way that we need it to. Which means this will get 2 simple road connections. I think this is fine. One is going to be for drop-off, obviously, and one is going to be for pickup. It is a difficult route. If you do it the way that I did, it's a difficult route. So it's just accept that. Street this, upgrade you, get me another building. This one obviously just has to be a single. I think I want you on the other side. There we go. Truck can just come in here and start delivering. You upgraded that road, but you didn't upgrade to the road that you actually wanted. This one is better. You come down here, do all the things that you want. There is a very, very tiny choke point here that I don't really feel comfortable ever upgrading because that's not happening. That's not going to work. This one, too much slope still. See, I think this is just going to stay where it is. Even though there are a lot of vehicles already taking that route. I don't like that, but it is what it is. So at that point, all I have to do is reroute the oil run from here to there, and then add the regular oil run to down here. Make sure the train only picks up the refined oil, not the normal oil. Okay, why don't you just start with that? Okay, fine. Get me a new line. I think we can set up all the lines now, honestly. Get me a new line. You will wait until you have whatever you need, and this is going to be plastic crude 2. Very good. Give me a vehicle shop for that. Honestly, before I forget, let's remove this friend. Thank you. Then you, vehicle shop, just whatever you want. 4 is probably more than sufficient, and you will go to plastic crude 2. You, sir, plastic oil. Manage line will no longer go to lower pre-sol. You will go to here and go back and forth with whatever you find there. That should be easy enough. You're full. Yep, you're full. That's good. I'll figure out how to get you to 400 units. Shouldn't be a problem. Everything kind of comes down here. Signals. Start out with a couple one-way signals so the game knows you mean business about where things can actually go. Otherwise, you're going to have a really fun time with that too. I am partially thinking that I may need to give myself an easy out here for... No, you have 3 lines and 3 platforms. That should be enough. There is no other easy platform unless you add one to the side. Yeah, we can add a 4th one. This platform should be easy to connect to with the track that we already have. But a platform on that side or track on that side wouldn't be very easy to connect anymore, so this should be fine. Now we have 3 lines with this is what I was thinking. Now we have 3 lines. Is this a double slip? Yep. 3 lines for 4 platforms. That may be good enough for what we need. Single track in there. That's good. Track here. Obviously track there. Not an extra... made me think I clicked something that wasn't right, but no, that is definitely the correct way to signal this. Use a signal on our aqueduct. That should be fine. And we're going to look at what the game is thinking. I did wrong here in just a sec. You go there, you go there, you go there, you go there. I think it's probably trying to connect to the wrong platforms, and that's what it's complaining about, but that's fine. You go. That was wrong. There. There are beautiful mods that just let you do the overhanging lights instead of the lights that I'm doing here, but that's completely up to you how you want to play that, obviously. But that looks fine. Get a couple signals in. If you zoom out a little more, you can normally see where the other ones are. Nope, doesn't want to play long. Alright, that's fine. Oh. No. We are not doing multi-tunnels here, and I think what I'm seeing is that this piece and the other piece are not connected. Alright, let's fix that. I don't know whose fault that is. I don't feel like it's my fault. I tried to make this as attractive as I could, and I think most of the tunnel is connected the right way. Just for some reason it decided to come out here a little bit wonky. Alright, that's fine. You can go that way. A couple signals and tunnels have never hurt anyone. That is a lie. But we do need them here, otherwise our trains are just not going to go anywhere for way too long. That is a very long tunnel, buddy. Okay. But this is fine. Does that tunnel end look right? Nope. That tunnel end does not look right either. which makes me think there's maybe something in the tunnel really wacky, but I don't want to delete all the pieces of track that are there now. Let's look inside. It looks like it's connected, so it's just assumed that it's fine. How many more signals do you need? Not a lot, just enough. So there's a couple more here, a couple more there, and then this one can go this route. This one should be a double slip switch because we have to start somewhere, and then you will be able to connect to those pieces. No more warning. Great. We may have time to run the whole thing today. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot that I wanted to set up, but I somehow managed to get all of the pieces in place. And this depot is actually able to service all of the different routes. So that is good so far. Let's make sure that the long hopper is actually using the correct lines, which it isn't. Not surprised by that. But Marlboro East, would you mind just going to 1 normally and sometimes 2? That will be super. Great. That's the first thing. The other ones really, actually, look at that again. And Rothbury, if I double click on that, can I see what you're doing? Yeah, I meant for you to go to the smallest possible platform. That's exactly what I wanted. You will also go to 1 and 2 here, and those are your main 2 platforms that you get to go to. Beautiful. Let's set up the other ones so we can actually get a couple things moving here. We could get the trains out, but I'm kind of holding my breath on that. So the other ones will effectively always be the same. It will always go from there to there. I don't know why you think you're supposed to go to any of those platforms, but we're going to start on the outside for you. And the other ones will be friends. Here, you can start on the outside, and the other ones will be friends. You can literally use anything you want. This will be the plastic, steel, actually just hopper. Okay. The other one is going to be plastic stake. There is a part of me that thinks that potentially Marlboro East. No, why would you try to go to 1? Go to 6, and you can still do all the other ones. There's part of me that thinks maybe stake and tanker can be the same train. They can just mix stuff up, but I'm not sure I want to commit to that one at this point. So let's just see how this goes. So this is stake. We just need one that does tanker, and I'm not setting any of them to wait until full. Over time, that should all even up enough where things should just work. On this side, you will go to 3 and get all the rest. So now the main platform is 8, 6, and, I guess 3 instead of 4. That's fine. Asymmetry at its finest. And the rest should still just work. Cool. You will be plastic tanker. That's all good. All right, and we can expand this with some other trains if we really wanted to. But let's get started. Let's spend some money. So the first one needs to be beefy and quick. I don't know that there's another real option here. 4,800 kilowatts at 170 is really the diesel train that we're looking for here. This one's not bad, but it can only go 110. There is, I think, 120. We could use another one of these, at least as a double header. That would get us similar power, but I think electric is probably the way to go on this one, and we just need 1. What is the length that we set? I think we can go 600 meters. So let's see how fast we can go with this one, and I would like your color to be bright yellow. Perfect. Looking at the length until we hit 600-esque. Probably. I don't remember if 600 was actually the right number, but that's fine. I would like 4 of these to run out of the station after autosave has completed whatever the heck it's doing. Come on. I know this will all be interesting for you, but it'll be fine. Hopper, coal, iron, goods. Perfect. Get out of here. I'm going to speed this up because we're going to look at one, and then that's going to be it. There we go. Lots of yellow. Beautiful. Yep, do your thing. The next one will be just the hopper shunter that will be right next to our friend there. This one may not be bad. DF5, 80 kilometers, 1200 kilowatts. I like it because this one has less and a little more speed. Yeah, I don't think I ever used this one, so let's do one of these. You can be 160 meters long. Okay, you want to use this one? Perfect. 160 meters. Triple checking my math in my head. I think that's right. That will just be one. And you will go... Oh boy. I actually have to find you first. You would go out here. That's your line. This little blue one right here. Which is the nope. Hopper shunter. Yep, that's you. Get out. New industry. Cool. So the farm that I'm going underneath here is going to get replaced by a new industry that I don't remember what I just said where it was. So that's good. Nice and slow. They're never going to get out of here. The next one will be effectively the three that we just talked about that need to get up the hill just a little bit. I don't mind this one. I think this one's probably not a bad one for this to happen, actually. But if I make you red, maybe I like it a little more. Red, and then cargo-wise, you get the American one also. Nope, I don't want this red. I do want this to be a little bit gray-esque. Yes. What do we have here? 240 meters, I think is what we did. Let's see how that goes, and we can just start with one of this one that will be plastic hopper. Very good. We're going to do the same thing. These will all look the same. It will almost mean that they're the same train family, but they're not really. Cargo. We want... What am I doing here? Steak. Probably steak car. Sure. And it's for steel. We don't need 240 meters probably, but well, let's make it 240 meters just to make it more fun. And then just to make my life easier, I'm actually... Well, I don't know if it's easier, but give me the tanker as well. I do like the American one with the American one. Gray ones, sure. 240 meters, please, and thank you. You will go onto the plastic steak. And you, sir, will go on the plastic tanker. Beautiful. All right, so they can produce whatever they want to produce to deliver to this one for the first level, right? Let's check. Oil. We're getting oil from here, which currently wasn't being produced, but now it should be produced again because we have trains transporting oil, well, transporting to here at least. You're not storing anything. What is wrong? Hey, you. You, sir. You need to start producing something or picking something up and moving something around. Okay. Let's check on a couple things here because I don't really want to use that oil line. Your line is doing Helston East to here. That looks good. Helston Exchange has two, obviously on the same terminal because why wouldn't they be? And Plastic Oil is supposed to take stuff from there to here. Oh. I see the problem. Can you see the problem? Yeah, me too. The problem is that I severed the road connection. That is not the first time in this run through, so don't be surprised by that. But now connecting that should mean all of them turn back on. So you, yep, already turned to 400. You turned off your dooming thingamabob. Perfect. No path. You went... Okay, 240 meters is slightly too big. Thank you. That's what I needed. Hopper. Manage vehicles. Maintain all vehicles. Take one wagon off. Thank you very much. And turn you around. I'm surprised that this one already showed up, but that's fine. Steak. Same thing. Manage vehicle. Take one hopper off. Thank you. And then tanker. Same thing. Manage vehicle. Edit vehicle. Take one tanker off. And now they should be fine. Yeah, they can't turn around if you have to flip a row right behind the thing because that's just not going to work. But I'm glad that the first train actually already came out here. That's one of the big ones that's going all the way down, so that's cool. There's a tanker coming through, so that's all working. And there's already one coming back. I did not expect that, but that's cute. I guess it took a little while to get a couple things out of here. But let's manage some rates here. Manage vehicles. 1 gives me 150. So 3 will give me the 400 range that I need out of you. And that looks good. Same thing probably over here. Plastic crude, that's 502. You're already a little high, but it's only 4 units. If I get rid of you, what does that do to this guy? 376. Yeah, if I use smaller trucks, maybe that's an answer. But I don't know. Manage line, you are actually now allowed to wait until full. Because we no longer are trying to like save that thing. I'm doing this all not just for fun. I actually would like to get all of these things maxed out in the right way. 507, I guess that's fine, but you're also taking forwards and backwards, so maybe this is going to be fine. And they are doing what they're supposed to do. Great. Hopper, what do you think? 400. I think I need 800 out of you. 400 out of you. Perfect. And plastic tanker 445. So they're doing what they're supposed to do, which is excellent. No notes. No notes there. Do we have trucks already doing something here? Yes, technically we do. Practically, you are slowly filling up a couple things, and you want to ship 151 units, and nothing's being transported because it was probably parked here. All right. Can you get close to your 80 miles per hour speed limit? That'd be neat. Also, can you get close to the amount that we need? 501. No, we need you to be 800. There is absolutely more room here. Okay, that's with 7 wagons. It's 500, so it's 50 per wagon. That's good. I think we need a little extra room here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, that's just 160 meters. And either we do 2 trains here, or honestly, this distance is not completely trivial. So I'm going to do 2 trains and just make it a little shorter. 450 each should be fine. Sure. There. And there. That should be fine. Get me a couple one-way sick. Why? Why did you think that's what I wanted? Especially since this was the main connection. That was a little silly. You can't deny that. You go here. Don't be funky. 94 is fine. Signal there. A signal here. And everyone should be happy. You can run, do whatever you want to do, and then I just manage your vehicle. Talk to edit selected vehicle. Yep, we'll get rid of 2 of these. Very good, and then I add another one. And that should give me close to the 800 units that I'm expecting to move around here. Perfect. Okay, so it's just 800 units. It's coal and iron from here, and coal from here. So you need to have 1,200 units. Little over that, but a good frequency. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I think I probably have 1 train too much here, so we're gonna get rid of 1 of them. That will help us down on the other end, where we actually do have the extra trains running around. With that in mind, this friend over here is currently... I do just remember that I was planning on using this one to actually get a couple things connected here, but then I never actually did anything about that. I think I want to come down this way. Oh, come on. Just, let's say that is the angle, and then this is the straightness. There you go. Get me a building here, just 1. Your drop-off is relatively easy, but I guess we have drop-off and pickup locations here, so maybe this is fine, but I feel that I want to give you a little more access to a couple other things here. So let's make this a little longer. And then the other drop-off can also happen right here. There's no wait until empty, so this shouldn't be a bad setup at all, but just to be sure, I'm going to give myself a little extra room. So you go there and there. Of course, you will go to the terminal that's not currently used. That's better. Then I will rename whatever I just had you, manage line. You will be plastic, no, just steel or iron. Easy enough. Give me trucks to read 400 out of you. Most of the truck lines that I've set up right now are set up for the max size that I want to get out of them, which we're not going to get that much for quite some time, because everything has to level up first, and then the machines actually have to be produced. The goods have to be produced, so there's still a little bit of room before all those things actually happen, but for right now we should be okay. 220 is actually pretty good. If I can get you up to 4, and then get rid of 1 again and see if we are getting close to 400. 386. Don't like it. We're gonna go with 441 instead. Cool. So that one can all get produced. We're gonna get some steel in here. That's all nice, and everything gets moved all the way down here, which then means the plastic factory just needs to double its throughput. Not plastic factory, but the plastic transporter. There we go. That should get us close to 400 units, which is all we wanted. And actually we need 800 units because we also have steel that needs to go through here. So manage vehicles. We are, there we go, 851. Now we're a little up higher than we need to be, but it also comes through in trains, and trains generally have high volumes of the next thing. So great. 47 minutes. Yes. This guy technically could start producing and doing things. It has a bunch of plastic already stored. Wonderful. We don't have steel stored just yet. Are you delivering something useful? No, just plastic. For right now, I suppose I can keep delivering some goods down here, but that's not even going to level us up to the next level. So what we really need is to connect into this and get out on the other end. And now we're going to do a through station here, or what is the plan with that? We can also just move the wood train out to the outside track. That's the easiest. Let's do that real quick. Let's get the wood train out to the outside. You're doing it. Proud of you. The thing is, this setup is going to be super simple, so I'm pretty confident I can get it actually done in almost no time. So let's do that. Track-wise, you need to come out here. 84, I suppose, is going to be the speed that we're going to get out of this. Let's not use a double slip on this one. We already used like 20 today. Let's see if that one connects at an extra 120. That's good. Signal-wise, you would go that way. That looks better. Do we have more signals along the way here? Yes, there are some more signals along the way. Talk to your friend. Talk to manage line. Fix this automatically. You're going to the right side. Cool. You don't have to go super speed. Now we just need one that picks up from out here. We have to kind of aim it to go around that goods factory that we already have sitting here. That should not be hard. Famous last words. 240 meters should be enough for what we want to get out of this, and 2 platforms should also be sufficient because there's not... I don't know. We're only delivering to one place with one line. More than 2 platforms seems a little excessive, so let's just say that this is fine. Why do we still have instances of brown track in fast stations? I don't want to answer that. It's fine, okay? Oh, that's good. Okay, there's a little bit of straight track, and then you just have to come back here. It's okay if you want to hook into that one with a small little diamond here at the end. All right. So we're going to go from there to there, probably here. That should be close. If we do this, will you play along? not there. You can go here. We're going to slow down anyways, so that should be okay. That can connect right there. Make sure that this is nice and snapped to everything. It is. It's not always a given. And then we just have to go all the way down to this side. One tunnel. Beautiful. You go on that side, you go on that side. We do a couple signals here and there and everywhere. There's a forest being produced somewhere. Wonderful. Did you connect it? And the beauty is, for this one, we don't have to do much besides throwing a train on it because we already are connected in terms of delivery down here, because those are all mixed deliveries and that's what they're supposed to be. You're going to deliver into the middle. That's fine. Don't care really what else you want to do there. St. Ives East, you even have 2 opportunities for whatever you want to do, so that's good. This is going to be metro goods. Also nice and simple on that one, and then we should have a nice short vehicle that we can just throw on here. What speed do you want? What distance do you want to travel? We may be fine with something pretty basic, like this one can probably do everything we needed to do in terms of cargo deliveries, so how about we just do that? I like this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 200 meters? Probably is okay. Get you on the metro. Really? I'm like 5 meters away from it, but it's like, no, I can't tell what you want. Metro goods. Cool. That is the last train. Do you think this train is going to pick up some material before too late? Now, I know that I didn't look for every single train if they had an appropriate power ratio, but I feel pretty confident that we got pretty close. I'm using H to sound the horn, but it's not sounding the horn, so that's a little annoying. But someone is in front of us blocking us, which is super exciting. And once that unblocks us, we should see a little bit of activity. There we go. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sticking around for all the goods. What are we going to do next? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we still have to do. There is optimization, there is delivery. I'm pretty sure that we have nowhere near enough food being delivered so far, just in general for us, so that still has to happen. I forgot that Transport Fever doesn't do line optimization type things, so if I have multiple tracks available, it's always the one track that it always takes. So I potentially have to play with that just a little bit. Other games sometimes do that, but also not always. Although this one only has one opportunity here because it had to go right, and there's that stake car that goes through here. Yeah, the metro area is not done because the cities aren't together, but we now have a... Well, technically we just added 3... Was it 3? Machines, goods, conmats. Yeah, we added 3 high-demand items that should speed up the overall city growth quite a bit, and we'll just see how all of that goes. What are the odds that this guy's actually going to pick up something? I don't know, but only one way to find out. Plus, I would probably like to run on the other line too that has all those nicer bridges. Nothing here yet. Triple checking. Oh, no, one good. Perfect. So that really just tells us that everything is working fine. We just need more stuff to be delivered relatively soon, but there you go. It actually turned on now, which is what we wanted to see. Who would like to be my guinea pig for actually driving back and forth a little bit? Is this the hopper? Hopper coming through. Very good. Plastic hopper is 443. Managed vehicles. You will get a friend because we need at least 1,200 out of you. So you're going to get 2 friends because I can. And then click on one of you. This one. This is going to be our last ride along because I don't know that the other run did anything exciting. Cool. We can see a couple of our trains coming through. Awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.